In 2025, designer Brian Bournmiller invited gamers to join Frodo and other hobbits on their journey from the Shire in The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring trick-taking game. This game gives players the ability to recreate the story in J.R.R. Tolkien's The Fellowship of the Ring, with the game consisting of 18 playable chapters that mirror the chapters in the novel. At the start of a chapter, you take on the role of Frodo, Sam, Gandalf, Bilbo Baggins, or whomever else appears in the part of the story. Who do you want to be? Well, that depends on the cards you've been dealt. Aragorn must rise to the current threat. Pippin wants to stay away from the action, and Frodo must take control of the One Ring. Of course, the Fellowship of the Ring is only the first third of J.R.R. Tolkien's epic fantasy story, The Lord of the Rings. And just as the story continues in The Two Towers, Bournmiller has continued his interpretation of the story in a new card game, The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers trick-taking game. Hi everyone, my name is Nikki. To discover what awaits in another 18 chapters of challenging card play, let's get this game down to the table and go in focus on The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers trick-taking game. In one way, The Two Towers follows the rules of a standard trick-taking game. Each player plays a single card from their hand on the table. Then, whomever has played the best card wins the trick. That is, the set of played cards, then leads to the next trick. But The Two Towers differs from most trick-taking games in two ways. First, the game is cooperative, with all players trying to win together. How do you win? Well, that leads us to the second feature, individual player goals. At the start of a chapter, each player chooses one of the characters in play, with the characters in the first chapter, chapter 19, being Aragorn, Boromir, Legolas, and Gimli. Each character has a unique goal, such as Legolas needing to collect a certain number of forest cards, and Aragorn needing to win at least half of the tricks with his secret partner, that is, whoever holds the Black Tower, a special card that can beat any other, aside from the White Tower. With each chapter you play, you're trying to keep everyone's goal in mind. You win together or you don't win at all. If you succeed, you move on to the next chapter, with most chapters introducing new characters from Tolkien's novels, such as Eomer, who needs to capture orcs, and Treebeard, who moves so slowly that he's always playing one trick behind everyone else. Some chapters feature so many characters that you need to play multiple rounds, switching from one character to another until everyone has met their goal. You can play the game's 18 chapters in any order you like, but Tolkien fans will want to move through them in order, recreating the Two Towers on their tabletop in a trick-taking game that keeps upping the tension through ever more difficult challenges. Many fans of The Lord of the Rings love finding new ways to experience these beloved literary classics. Put yourself in those hobbit feet to move through Middle-earth, attempting to overcome the challenges the Fellowship faced. But, unlike them, if you fail, you have the luxury of shuffling the cards and giving it another go. I'm Nikki Pontius from Board Game Geek, and we just went in focus on The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers trick-taking game.